Welcome everyone to my channel. In today's episode, I'll show you the progress of the interior restoration on the Case Magnum 7210 Pro tractor. I'll also talk about electrical connectors, so I invite you to watch. Here we have the left side panel. Look at how it looks. Now we're carefully tearing it all off because there's this plastic here and we'll be gluing new foam and new leather to it. Here we have a table, we made it ourselves. The sheet metal is placed on barrels. We'll still put paper on top of it to keep it clean because you have to maintain cleanliness during this work. Here we have rubber mats. This one is 32 thick. It will go on the floor. Next, this 40 will go on the back wall. Here we have a 20. We'll put the 20 on the side panel, the one we're cleaning now. And we'll put this 25 in other places where it fits. We'll see there how it turns out. Here we have, as you can see, this is what the front element actually looks like in detail, and it is also going to be stripped. And if you take a look over here, the side panel, which is an important part of the structure, looks like this as well.
Okay, give it here, I'll start tearing it off, nicely.
We have to tear all of this off nicely, and it's going to get a little bit messy around here again. I wonder if a pressure washer with that nozzle wouldn't work, right?
I don't know which one you mean, so it doesn't crack.
You can also see the mounting here. The mounting goes on the corner and the piece is broken here. We'll have to insert a piece of the element here. Listen, we've been working here for a few days and it feels like we're standing still because there are many such small things to do and it keeps extending the repair time. Here we have this element, for example. It will also be covered in leather. It turns out that yes, the mounting here was broken off. We had to remake it so it could be screwed on later so it doesn't rattle. We also had to remake a bracket here because it rests there. That was also broken off. Look here as well. On this side there's also a mounting at the top. It's broken at the bottom. Also needs welding, and all of this extends the time. As for cleaning all of this, I'll tell you. It's all sticking very firmly. To scrub it off with a wire brush, we had to go over it to clean it up. This is the side panel on the right side when we're sitting in the cab. This is where the knobs for oil flow adjustment come out in this spot. Something is cut out here too. It should be whole here. We'll have to fill it in. This is the side panel on the fender. This one goes on the door. It'll all be done in red leather. Look here, this is how it turned out for us. These elements. These are the parts that go where the dashboard is in the front, so this goes on the side. On one side, this goes on the side. On the other side. So this part here, you see it's wrinkled, but that won't be visible at all. In this case here, we also have some wrinkling. This also gets covered, yeah. It'll just be covered up, so you won't see it. And in these spots, the side panel also goes on and covers everything. So once it's assembled, you can't see the wrinkled leather at all. That's how it turned out. I'll tell you, it's not an easy task, especially since we don't do this every day. We're just doing it this way at home. All these materials were bought on Allegro. This is what it looks like. I'll also tell you, it arrived folded up, and you can see the creases in it. I ordered before for that Raptor and it was rolled up, so there were no creases. And that's visible later on. After that, you have to stretch the leather. I'll have to order more material because I only got a bit to test the color and look. And I need to order more because we'll run out, as we're also doing the pillars in this color as well. Here's the rear shelf. As you can see, it's done in carbon fiber. With this carbon fiber, I'll tell you, it's not a simple matter either. If it's a flat piece, it's okay, but then it gets harder and harder. Wrapping with carbon fiber film here. I'm doing it at home, so there's no dust or sand. This embossed part here, that's how it looks. Yes, we're using this upholstery spray adhesive for this, as you can see. It's a good solution. But it's important to wait. Because after spraying, we have to let it dry a bit. If we don't wait and press down, the glue gets squeezed into the foam, and the foam won't bounce back. It'll look like a finger touch, leaving a dent. That's how it looks. We had to redo one of them. Which one was it? This is the right one we redid. We peeled it off. And I'll tell you, once it's been peeled off, it doesn't turn out perfectly. But I think we'll leave it, we'll see. Maybe we'll redo it if new leather arrives, but I'll probably just leave it and not fix anything else. We have the piece laid out, now we'll cut the material with some extra. We've already marked it, so let's cut. I'm gonna get the stand and we'll glue it. Okay, let's cut along the line. Hey, go bring that spray adhesive, okay?
Oh, the upholstery, right?
Upholstery, yeah. Better to have some left over than to run out. What? No, maybe take a new one.
And it can be a used one too, yeah. We glued it there. Because they probably sprayed this, right?
Both this and that, 2 parts need to be sprayed. Only this. We have to do this so as not to splash this on ourselves. And ideally, we'll be here. Will it go in here?
Yeah, sure.
And the old new one? Then take it out.
Yeah, take it out. Yeah, take it out. Because it doesn't fit here at all.
We're applying the glue. And that's enough, right?
I think so.
We'll see in a moment.
The edges too.
The edges will be done later. Okay, now we have to apply glue to the next element as well. Wait, so that you can do the spraying.
I won't do the side for now.
No, you have to put it here, right here. This whole edge as well.
Okay.
Now it's coming out even stronger here.
So, just wait at least 2 minutes.
So 2 minutes. That's how it looks. I'll show you something else. Regarding the electrical connectors that I recently managed to find and track down the source for, here's how it looks. Because I used to do it a bit differently. I'll put the camera on the stand and then I'll tell you all about it and show you. Look, I want to show you the electrical connectors that are used, like the ones here. For example, in the Magnum for the work lights, and they're used in other places too. Before I didn't even know about these connectors, that you could buy them, where to get them, or what they were called. Now I've managed to find them, and I want to show them to you. These connectors are called this. You'll be able to read it here and write it down. You just have to type it into Google, and they'll pop up. The price for a set depends on where you find it. The first ones I bought were 7 zlotys a set, and these were maybe 3, something like that per set. I don't remember exactly, but that's not the point, because it's not much money and it really makes our work easier. Because before, when I installed other lamps like LED ones, I'd cut the cable and we'd join it to the plug, and only then could you plug it in. But now we can install the connector directly to the LED and just plug it in. It's just like the original. And in this set, as you can see, we have 4 pins, 2 female and 2 male. Besides that, we also need a crimping tool. I have a crimper here, but this one isn't right because the jaws are a bit too wide. But I've already ordered one with narrower jaws specifically for these pins, so it'll be easier for me to crimp them. But I'll show you what I mean, because we put it in here and carefully crimp it. And yeah, the thing is, it's actually a bit hard to get it in there, mainly because we have to crimp it. Because the jaws are wide. The other ones are narrower, so we can just push it right in there. Because we have to crimp this connector together with this rubber seal, as you can see, then we push the connector in and the seal provides a nice tight fit. That's why everything is included in the set, so you have all the parts you need, and then we can pull these connectors out when necessary. You need to buy a connector removal tool, which is made for this job, and you just push it in here. It unlocks the connector, and then we can take the pin out. You know, with the old pins, it used to be harder, but now we've got the pin out, just like that. And then we can move the wires somewhere and put the pin back in. It clicks into place and it's all assembled. A very simple, useful item for repairs that you might need. And it's the same with these. We can do the same thing here, and we can carefully and gently pull the pins out nicely with this removal tool. A courier just arrived from the States from the company TTI with the electrical connectors for the Magnum. I'll open it in a second. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. But they're here. Wonder if they'll fit. I'll open it up now. We've got the connectors. As you can see, they've arrived. We tried them out there. Everything matches up. I'll show you for comparison. This is the connector that goes right here. As you can see, everything here was corroded. Here's the new one. Now just move the pins one by one so I don't mix them up and it'll be fine. And the second one is different because like this. And this one is different, as you can see. This one's like this and that one's like that. And here it is. This one's like this. And this one's like that. And it would match, except it's a different color. Yeah, it's labeled. So we need to see if they fit the tractor, if they snap in, right? Because they come through the cabin floor here and right here. I'll try them on in a second. Okay, I thought they wouldn't fit for a second. It fits perfectly, as you can see. There are 2 different ones, just so when we take the tractor apart, we don't mix up the engine harness with the gearbox harness. Okay, everything's fine. I've already moved some of the pins here, as you can see. I'm using this kind of extractor tool for it. You put this extractor tool in here from the wire side, onto the wire. In such a way that the wire comes out. We push the extractor in so the pin unlocks. Like this, so it goes in deeper, so the pin unlocks. And then we pull the whole pin out of... Oh, and that's how it looks. The pin is pulled out. And now I'm moving the pin to the next spot here, the next place. There are markings here. We have to remember not to mix up these markings. I have the V marking here, and it was also taken out from V. So I'm putting this pin in the same place as in the previous plug. Oh, and that's how it looks. And I'm doing it all one by one in the same order. Now I'll probably move the middle pins because I'll have better access here, and then further on the outside. It's important not to mix up the pins. You can even take a look here now, because we have these 4 thicker pins, and relative to those thicker ones, if we were to do it. Alright, so as we can see here, these two thicker ones, so this one is out and that one, and I'm going in order. If the pins were damaged, you could also replace these pins with new ones. Unfortunately, I couldn't transfer all the pins because these 4 wires are thicker and I need a different extractor tool. I've ordered that extractor, it might be here by tomorrow. So I thought I'd finish the installation today, get it all laid out in the tractor, but now everything's delayed. So I'm waiting for those extractors and then I'll continue with the installation. Look, I've already stocked up on these connectors, so I have them ready when I'm doing repairs. I have the 2-pin ones like I mentioned, and I also have this one, but I bought it for the Steiger. I'll need it to plug into the gearbox over there. This one is even a, let's see, 1, 2, 6-pin connector. And I also have these connectors. I have fewer of them, but I got them to try out. These are DT connectors, Deutsch DT. As you can see, they're used for things like sensor pins. These connectors require different extractors. These are the same extractors as the ones for the blocks I showed you during repairs. I even have some for 2 pins. These are for the coils. So we can really repair the tractor and keep everything practically original if the blocks are damaged. This one, for example, look, is for the headlights. They come with 4 pins. So if we want to replace the lights on the tractor, we just need to buy the right plugs, install them, and crimp them. We press the pins and it's like the original. You can also buy separate pins. I have some here. This is what they look like. So it's not a lot of money and we can really do it professionally and nicely. It will look good and serve us well. I've touched up the areas that will be visible after the new upholstery is installed, like here by the window, this edge up here. This edge will also be visible because the headliner goes here, so it's been freshened up a bit. Now I'm starting the installation of the lift controller. Look, this controller goes right here in this spot. It's secured with 3 bolts. There's 1 bolt at the bottom and 2 bolts at the top. Here's some more information, look. Here we have the lift lever. Here's the lift potentiometer. For the height position and here, it's held by a screw, and we can adjust the resistance of the lever's movement. If it's too loose, we can tighten it, and if it's too stiff, we can loosen it a bit. It's going to move with a different resistance here, and it's the same with the hand throttle. We have this little screw here, and if the hand throttle doesn't hold, we can tighten it up a bit to clamp it down, so the throttle moves with more resistance, and it doesn't slip back. Alright then, I've also pulled out the hydraulic levers here for painting. I'm test fitting this side panel now. It's already been cleaned up. I'll still need to weld it right here. It's cracked here and here. I'm fitting it for this reason because I'll be sticking foam onto it. 20 millimeters. Then I need to see how far I'll have to extend the foam past the edge of this plastic because this trim goes here later, as you can see. I've placed this one here, that's where it goes. And it has to stick out just enough so that this trim piece presses down nicely on the foam. And I'll have to extend it the same way over here. That's why I'm fitting it now. And I'll make sure the foam goes all the way to the end here too. As you can see. Okay, first I'll weld this, then we'll scrape it a bit more. It's hard to clean, but it won't matter anyway, because the foam will stick to it. The foam has its own adhesive, so that's how it looks, and then everything is attached using double-sided tape. Alright then, moving on. I've already marked it here. I can extend it 35 here, 55 there, 35, and I'll still have to straighten this out because it's bent. I'll heat it up and straighten it so the foam fits nicely under the trim later. So that's all for today's episode on the restoration of our black Magnum. Thanks for watching, take care, bye.